Hi guys, so I'm here with a video for you today. If you haven't noticed, we're not in session anymore. We're not on campuses anymore. We're not socializing really. So we are now using online platforms. In my first video, I briefly mentioned Zoom and how it's really helping communication and keeping communication open between people. And I thought that it would be great to provide some tips or some etiquette, just some information about Zoom and using it. So in this video, I have 3 tips for you concerning using Zoom. So the first tip that I have is when you first turn it on and you're starting or you're entering a Zoom meeting or a Zoom call, you want to make sure that you are joining with computer audio. The past couple of days, I've been in some Zoom meetings and people, including myself when I first started, couldn't hear the audio from the host or anyone else speaking, and it was because we had joined without turning on the computer audio. When you turn on the computer audio, you're just allowing for yourself to hear the conversation that's going on in the meeting. But if you want to say anything or if you want to be heard, you have to take yourself off of mute, or it says you have to unmute yourself so that you can then be heard. So make that quick. Join all calls and meetings with audio. This does not unmute you. If you want to be heard, you have to actually click and unmute yourself. The second thing, turn your camera on. This is more of an etiquette thing, I think. I feel like you might as well just have a phone call if everyone is going to be on this meeting with their cameras off. I think that being able to see who you're talking to, being able to, have that face-to-face interaction is one of the reasons why we're using Zoom. And so for everyone to be sitting in a meeting with their cameras off, it's kind of pointless, and you could have just turned this into one large conference call, which Zoom can, functionality wise, a Zoom can be used as a conference call app. But if it's a video meeting, have your videos on. Unless you have a lot going on in your background, or your area is just really busy, really just a lot, don't turn on your camera then, because then it becomes a distraction. And if you think about it, the Zoom meeting is supposed to resemble an in-person meeting. And so in an in-person meeting, you don't have a lot of stuff going on in your background. It's just you. So you want a nice, clean, organized background. And 3, make sure that your mic is muted when you're not talking. I was recently in a meeting where the person didn't realize that their mic was unmuted. The way that Zoom works is that it switches to the person who is speaking, and I think that is a great feature. But if you don't realize that your mic is unmuted and you have some noise and the application is picking up on that noise, it will then switch from the host or switch from whomever is speaking to your screen. And if you're not talking, pretty sure you don't want all the attention on you in that moment. So just make sure that you have your microphone muted when you're not speaking. If you're going to get up at any point during your meeting, turn your camera off. And whenever you return to the meeting, turn it back on. That's also just a etiquette thing that I've noticed. And then I also have 2 bonuses for you. One, there is a private message function where you can privately send people who are also within that meeting messages. I found this hilarious because also during some meetings that I've had 2 instances with the private messaging. Is that one of them, it reminds me of passing notes in class. I guess that would be an equivalent of texting during class. and someone says something, and so during the meeting, you just start laughing or just start smiling, and it's not bad. I mean, I guess like when you have in-person meetings, you have those moments where something catches you off guard. But this new platform of meetings and meeting and being on camera, it's just funnier to get a message and then start to giggle to yourself a little bit, or you just start smiling on the camera. But yeah, so there is a private message function, and biggest bonus that I could give in this video is that there's a raise your hand function. So I recently participated on a video call where people were chiming in and the host was selecting the people to chime in. And I could not figure out, like, how is she knowing who these people are? Like, who wants to say something? How does she know who wants to say something right now? And so during the video, I'm sitting here like physically raising my hand, trying to get her attention so that I can then add my comments to the conversation. Well, come to find out, there is an actual button that is, you literally click it, and that sends a notification to the host that you have something you want to say. Who knew? Hope these are helpful. Thanks for watching.